Alright, our final section on triangles is going to look at two triangles, and we're looking at inequalities in two triangles. We're going to look at the measure of triangles, and we're going to solve some real life problems. So one thing we're going to introduce you to is the hinge theorem. So if you think of the gate that's shown in this picture, the wider the gate gets, the longer the opening, the longer the distance of the triangle gets on the opposite side of where the hinge is. So the hinge theorem says if two sides of a triangle are congruent to the other sides of the two sides of another triangle, the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second. Then the third side of the first is longer. So if we have two sides that are congruent, but we have different angles, the larger angle is going to have the longer side opposite. The converse of that is if we have two congruent sides and our third side is either larger or smaller, the larger side has a larger angle included. So we're going to use the inverse of the hinge theorem, or converse of the hinge theorem. So if we're looking at angle triangle PST, which is this one here, and triangle SPR, and we want to compare those, we know that the measure of triangle PST is going to be greater than the measure of SPR, and that's using that hinge theorem. So we know that they're not the same triangles, we know that they're not congruent, we know that we have a larger angle on the bottom triangle than on the top. Okay, so here we're looking at the hinge theorem again. We know that we have two congruent sides because the marked one with red and the shared one between MK is also part of both triangles. So what can we tell about ray J or line JM and line ML or LM? Well, we know that JM is going to be larger than LM. Alright, so we look at some extra practice here. If PR is equal to PS and angle QPR and QPS, which is longer? If QPR is longer, then RQ is going to be longer. So RQ answers question number 1. Question number 2, if PR equal PS and RQ is greater than SQ, which is larger, and it's going to be RPQ. Alright, this proof is already worked out. It's an indirect proof, so what they started with is assuming temporarily the measure of angle B is going to be greater than the measure of angle E. So they assumed the opposite, and then they went and found proof that that's not true. So that's an indirect proof. So now we want to look at triangle relationships in example 4. Again, this one has the proof already written out. We know that we have angle XWY is congruent to angle XYW, and we know that the sides XY and XW are congruent, and they want us to find which angle is larger, and we end up getting that answer. Alright, so here we have two groups of bikers that leave the same base camp heading in opposite directions. Each group travels 2 miles, then changes direction and travels 1.2 miles. And then we want to find out where they're at or which one's farther away from camp. So if turning 45, 180 degrees minus 45 degrees is going to be 135 degrees, and 180 degrees minus 30 degrees is 150 degrees. So group B is going to be farther away from camp because that angle of 150 degrees made their trip back to camp longer than the angle of 135 degrees. And finally, if we add group C that travels 2 miles north and turns east for 1.2 miles at 40 degrees, they're going to be 180 minus 40 for their angle. They're going to be angle of 140 degrees. So they'll be between group A and group B. So group A is closest, then group C, then group B.